I'm Davie.
I'm Misti.
DM
Unscripted.
Unedited.
Unapologetic.
Let's get it.
What's going on, everybody? I am Davie.
I'm Misti.
And welcome back to another episode of DM Watts Podcast, where we are, I'm not going to say it. Yeah, I'll say it.
No.
Glad to be back.
Oh, God. Why? They don't know we've been gone.
Yes. Yeah, it's been a week.
It's just, well, no, it's not even that. It's just like we said, we'll get on when we can get on. So we don't need to say that.
Yep.
We just go. We just
Which
do.
means that I'll probably say it again. So
Please don't.
But
It's
hey,
just not necessary.
it was one hell of a week, though, huh?
Well, it's been a hell of a week for the world.
Man, oh goodness, wow. So,
I'm looking at you, Alabama.
hey, I realize that when this airs, it's been about 3 or 4 days since this has happened.
Holy
But oh my God,
crap.
like Alabama,
The memes.
the memes,
The internet
bruh.
is winning all
It
of
is,
this.
bruh. I feel like we should have capitalized on it and just came on and did it the day of, and did it that way. But nope. 3 days later,
Eh.
that's fine. We still getting it in. For
Eh.
those of you that don't know, that there was a brawl in Montgomery, Alabama.
Calling
at
it the sweet tea party.
the Sweet Tea Party. Man, wow. All I can really say is, look,
People are
Wait,
tired.
the people are tired. And when you come for one, you come for all. Let's put it that way.
Exactly.
Come for one is, I mean, all I can say is some people decide to jump a person, and the other persons of the same complexions jumped in on that person's behalf.
And it was unity at its finest.
At its finest.
And
And
everybody was going to get it that day.
everybody got
had
a
a day, and everybody
Man,
was
I
done.
can tell you right there, it was it was a brawl for the ages. I can tell you that much. And chairs were there.
Chairs,
There
which
was-
has taken over the what was the used to this?
Sweet tea.
This was it the Mike's?
Spiked tea.
Yeah.
Spiked. That's what it was.
Was it?
Spiked.
I don't know.
Whatever,
It's taken
anyway,
over those
yeah.
memes, and now it's the folding chair.
Yeah, man, that folding chair has been that and the hat.
And
My
the
man
hat.
threw the hat up in there.
That was
That was
great.
like a call to arms or something. 'cause
And the way he threw it so
he threw
beautifully.
it so beautifully, like it was.
Like he must have been a drum major or something in high school.
I'm gonna tell you what that was. That was the new hootie hoo. That's what that was. That was like the call to arms for every. when he threw that hat up in the air, man, you heard like it was like you thought Migos was there because whoever was filming,
It was
you
great.
saw the hat go up and you heard splash. Yeah, splash. It was like splash, like somebody that splash was somebody jumped into the river, swam across over to where they were. It was like, who want it? Who want it? My man had no shoes on. Hey, don't matter. When I'm throwing toes at people, who want this? My man was ready. It was a brawl for it all, but
It was.
if you ain't seen it, look it up. I mean, if you want a good laugh and say, "Oh Lord, I can't believe," yeah, that happened. But hey, it is what it is. Anyway,
Well, and like I said, it leads to the deeper conversation.
it is. It does.
We're all tired.
Well, yeah.
We're
everybody's
tired
man.
of the BS. We're
It's
tired
what it is.
of the separation. We're
Yep.
tired of people just going after people for no damn
Mhm.
reason.
Yeah.
And that's what it was. Guy
Yeah.
was doing his job, and he got the shit kicked out of him
All
for it.
I can
And
say
that's-
is that
and,
the empire struck back that day. That's all I can really say. I mean, that's really what happened,
you
man.
can't even do your job anymore. Just
Man,
leave me alone.
my
Let
man
me
was
work.
there to do a job, and they was like, "Bruh, you can catch these hands just for doing your job."
Wow.
Oh, okay. But anyway, that happened.
That's
so,
it.
Trying to get to the question of the day.
Question of the day.
All right, click for question of the day. Question of the day is,
Damn.
damn.
That's okay.
Do we want this one, or we want to click
Sure.
another question? All right, here it is.
I don't care.
So, question of the day is, what makes you cry?
What makes you cry?
Clearly, ass whoopings.
Yeah.
So-
Well, I mean, but we
What-
can go cry for laughter.
yeah.
Ass whoopings.
So once it, like we
And
said,
then cry out of pain. Ass
yeah,
whooping.
ass whoopings. Cry from out of other people's pain, like Kevin Hart said, laugh at my pain. So,
Laughter. Yes.
because I'm gonna tell you right now, look, it's crazy that we talked about what happened in Montgomery, Alabama. So, which I don't know is I think this stuff happened on like a Saturday or a Sunday
Yeah.
or something. All I know is that it was on video on Sunday, and me and my wife were chilling, and I was just looking at my phone, and I was like, "Baby, apparently they're getting down in Alabama." She's like, "What?" I said, "Look at this video." And mind you, I'm laughing. I was like, "Oh shit! Oh, is that a chair?" Oh, didn't think nothing of it. Man, that Monday, however, the world got a hold.
Well, and like I said, out of such great, horror, because it's horrible. But at the same time, in the last 48 hours, the creativity that has come from this has been beyond.
I can
there
tell you
are
right
songs, there are dances,
Man,
there are so many TikToks.
Photoshop ain't got nothing on what's been going on.
There are drawings, there are paintings. It's amazing the creativity that people have in such a short amount of time.
The Alabama Sweet Tea Party, that picture. I'm gonna tell you that.
I can't.
Somebody made a Good Times video off of it.
The Good Times video is the
Good
best.
Times video is probably the best.
It's like, think of the song from Good Times, the theme song.
Yeah,
and then it's just footage
of
this
all
brawl,
these,
and then the names of the people.
Man,
it was like
dude with chair, dude who swam.
Michael Evan Phelps was the guy that was swimming. Like, it was just the brothers.
So,
and then the last one was just Alabama.
Yeah. So when you talk about what makes you cry, shit like that.
Yeah, that was funny.
But at the same time, it can also make you cry from sadness.
Well, yeah.
I mean, we cried from laughter, but at the same time,
sad.
you shed a tear. At the same time, like, man, it's sad that we couldn't just solve that.
It's 2023, and we're still here.
But yeah, we're still
we're still here.
Everybody's still angry. So on both sides, right? So, I mean, let's be honest here. That something like that, I think that's part. That clearly the thought process was not there, bro. You in Alabama.
Yeah.
You in Alabama, where beating people of a certain complexion, jumping them like that, may bring back
there might be history.
Yeah, some history. Like, you probably shouldn't have done that.
And it's not favorable on your complexion side.
Yeah, and they did it where a lot of people of the same complexion of the man they were beating were there. So I think
it should have been done, though, regardless of complexion, even if it was anybody was the same complexion.
Yeah,
it shouldn't have been freaking
It shouldn't have been done. Period.
The guy was doing his job.
He was doing his job, and I think one of the biggest things that upset me there is that the guy was literally doing his job, and you had a problem with the man that was doing his job.
Yeah,
and like literally, these people weren't supposed to be parking there, and they did it anyway.
True.
And so, and the guy was like, "Look, I got to move your boat," and they was like, "No, not our boat."
Move your boat.
Yeah, move the boat.
That's the new back it up, Ter.
Back it up, Ter. Put it in reverse. Nobody wanted to listen. Everybody wanted to be about that life, but that type of stuff makes you. It makes you upset to see that stuff. Like, we talk about crying, right?
But what makes you cry?
Well, those things.
Well, yeah,
so
I know,
say,
but
okay, I will
you
say,
specifically.
Me specifically. Well, I can go ahead and say this. One of the things about having I get PTSD. One of the things about having that is that you cry randomly about shit that ain't supposed to be cried about. I think I cried on a tampon commercial. So it was like, y'all go through this. This is.
Oh my God, you did.
It's like I'm telling you, like,
it was so sweet.
One of the things, it ain't sweet. Like,
it
one of the things they don't tell you about
sweet.
PTSD is like, these are literally one of them symptoms. It's like, look, crying for like no reason. Like, you're literally crying for no reason. And so, like, I found myself crying. I think I was watching the new Santa Claus. That Tim Allen.
Yeah.
Where he plays a Santa Claus dude, and then like when not the newest one, but the one where the last one we saw was where he wanted to be with his kid, and they took him to court to take away his kid because his kid was like, "Hey, my dad's Santa Claus." Yeah, okay, that was the first one. He was like, "Yeah, my dad's Santa Claus," and blah 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 blah.
And
they took away his kid. I was like, that's some.
Even though
that's some foul shit. You know what I'm saying?
You know
they had to take his kid like, he is Santa though.
No, what's crazy about that is this is a side effect of PTSD for you. So you're warned, hey, you're gonna cry for no reason.
And you're like,
being a woman, that is just part of who we are. It's called we are sentimental.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with PTSD, although being a woman brings on great PTSD.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't ever. That's not the first thing I think of when I see you cry or tear up. I just think you're being sentimental.
Yeah, no. I could normally watch that show and be like, whatever. Probably shouldn't have been Santa.
The beauty and the mystery right out of it.
But shows, right? Shows is what do it. It makes me cry. That's one thing that would make me
Christmas
cry.
commercials do it for me.
Christmas commercials make you
Yeah,
Why
they
do Christmas
seriously-
commercials make you
well,
cry?
because I already am not a Christmas person. But yeah, there was one last year. I can't remember, but it was like claymation, and I don't remember what it was for. But I think it was like they broke their grandma's cup or
Mhm.
something like that, and it was just this. It was very sentimental, and even thinking about it makes me tear up. So, yeah, things
Really?
like that.
Hmm.
Although, I mean, I cried earlier today, hard cry, because I found out that I was able to get my associates in passing.
Right.
And this is a journey that started in 2015. And then because of circumstances, I had to stop in 2017. And I was like, I was 2 classes away. And I didn't realize I was only 2 classes away. And I had
Yeah.
already started our bachelor's. And so today I found out
Yeah.
that I can, as long as I complete one more class
Yeah.
before October or before, by the end of October, I'll get my associates. And I went into hard cry.
Yeah. So
Hard cry.
that would be the realization of a goal. You know,
Yeah.
you're crying over the. I mean,
And the
there's
healing of
happiness,
a hurt.
obviously, but
Yeah.
realize the realization of a goal, and by that I'm saying like where you studied all these years,
Yeah.
and you finally have realized, hey, your goal is about to be achieved.
Yes.
That could be a good reason to cry, because you know
But it
when you
wasn't
come
just
to the end of a degree or something like that, or you're reaching a
right.
goal.
It's you're
Yeah,
tired.
that is yeah.
But it was this, like, there was a lot of hurt in there from
Mhm.
things that had happened. So it was this cry of relief and completion, of course, but this like healing of a hurt,
Mhm.
you know, and
Yeah.
and then this pride of, oh my God, I'll have my associates in October and then my bachelor's in December, because that's the way it's happening. And that's just pretty damn cool.
Yeah. So
So that was a huge ugly cry I went into.
yeah.
Could
Well,
barely get off the phone with the chick when I was talking to her before I started
Yep.
ugly crying.
yeah, and that's the thing. You know, it's we talk about happiness and stuff like. Clearly, there's the obvious reason we cry, right? It's because we're sad. You know, the death of somebody or something
Oh,
like that. You know,
sure.
but the austere moments where you cry, the strange things that make you cry, like being so angry you cry. You know what I mean? That's
I
like-
hate that about
and,
me.
and it can
I
suck because it's like,
hate
dude, you
that.
can get
it
so
makes
pissed
me
that
angrier.
you start crying. You're like, okay, why am I crying? No, I just want
Yeah.
to go punch the person.
Y-
Like,
that's
why am I crying? You know what I
Because I
mean?
want to
It's-
punch. I
Yes.
get stabby.
Yeah, and yeah, that's yes. So yes, go ahead and field those questions, Davey. Are you okay? When she gets up, like, hey, I understand. Yes.
Do you feel okay at home?
We
Blink
understand.
once.
We notice you always cover your arms. I don't know what's going on. I mean, everything's fine. But I'm just saying everything's fine. We talk about why do you cry. I literally say like anger is one of those things that
It's
the emotions
just
where it's
so
like I agree
stupid.
it's upsetting
Oh, it makes
that
me
you
so
that
mad.
you cry, you get mad, and then you can't help but cry some more.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But it's one of those things where you're just like the realization that you're mad to the point that you're crying. But also, I'd have to say this: it's not just anger. I have to go back to the there's different type of laughter cryings, right? Like
Oh,
you ever been
sure.
like there's a laughter like we talked about with Montgomery, but then there's that laughter where like you laugh so hard where bodily functions, it's like whether you peeing or crying, it's like I think I had that happen. I think it's like I probably was watching Kevin Hart. It was either laughing my pain or it wasn't seriously funny. I think it was laughing my pain.
Yeah,
The first time he did that all right thing, and that was
that was a good one.
that one was so damn funny. I was like, you have got to be shitting me. Where is he coming up with this stuff at? But I thought that was hilarious when he did that. But laughter can be a thing, and like we said sadness, right?
Yeah.
We said anger. But what about nervousness? Crying from being
Oh.
nervous.
Then I cried a lot last
You know what
year.
I mean?
Yeah, no, it because of like anxiety and stuff.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, fear will make you cry.
Yeah. Which can kind of go hand in hand with nervousness, right? Like,
Yeah.
so, like, okay. You say you cried a lot last year out of nervousness, right?
Yes, I'm not good, and people are gonna be so confused by this statement.
Yeah. So.
I don't like being out in front.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like being on stage in front of people
Nah.
talking.
I can contest to this because
Here, I'm great. Like, radio, I'm great. Like,
Yeah.
this kind of thing, not an issue. You put me in front of people, like, 50 or more, or even 30 or more. I'm flipping, freaking out. You're bribing me with hot fudge sundaes and promising me that I'm going to be fine.
Yeah, I can remember that.
I can't breathe. It
yeah.
takes me 5 minutes to breathe through the speaking.
Yeah. And it's
bad.
Well, yeah. I can test
It's
that. Your
very
nervousness did take over a bit.
And they were like, "Oh, you'll get better the more you do it." Nah,
Yeah.
nope.
It's one of those things where you
Nope.
got it or you don't when it comes to that public speaking.
I just don't want to do it. I like this. I like doing this. I like
Yeah.
doing radio. I like
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. I have no problem with that. But yeah,
Well, I mean,
I cried a lot.
yeah, you did. But that's okay though. You know, it's when you also realize it's like, okay, that ain't my niche. Right there. That ain't,
I knew it from the beginning. I'm like, you don't understand.
Yeah.
You've never met someone like me.
Yeah. Well, pushing forward to fear, right?
Yeah, fair.
There's like fear is another one, but there's different types of fear. So like you have your fear, like you said, I don't want to get up there and talk. Like
Yeah.
I'm scared or nervous to get up there and talk. But then there's that fear of, I guess something life changing happening, right? Like, hey, I don't want this person to pass, or hey, I'm scared that this may happen, or
Or hey, I can't go through one more flip and change.
Yeah.
Or hey,
Well,
I can't.
almost getting into a car accident.
Oh
like
man.
seriously, that like
That'll do it.
seeing your life flash before your eyes.
Yeah.
Has a way of literally, because the way our brain works is so weird, right? So you can get into a car accident or almost get in a car accident, and you have to pull over real quick. Like,
Yep.
man, that was.
Done that.
You'll start crying and stuff like that. You can get shot at. Yeah, in my instance, you can get mortared in Iraq, right? Not cry at all. Years later, you're like, damn, that shit was wild to the motherfucker.
Talk about your delayed
You
reaction.
know what I'm saying? But same thing. You could have lost your life immediately, but
Oh, baby.
and with a car, you pull over like, and you start crying. Iraq is shit blowing up everywhere. You're like, hey, bro, let's just get through this shit. Let's get through this. Years later, you're like, God,
I almost died.
you should have been there. When did this happen? 5 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
And then I
right.
start crying because
Yeah,
I'm
it's
like,
like-
I couldn't have been there. I wasn't enlisted. You should have been there with me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's literally.
I don't know what I was
like,
supposed to do.
So it's that's what I'm saying. It's like
I'm
but
sorry.
like I said, we cry for crazy reasons, and I think I really think I like this topic because you can touch on things like that when you
Sure.
especially when you start talking about mental conditions. Like it is important to know. Look, crying is a part of it. It's part of healing too, because I'm not crying because I don't wear tampons, women's tampons. I'm not crying because of that commercial. It's literally, I'm literally not. I'm like, why? Like you see her crying and you see a commercial about Yogi Bear. I don't understand it. But at the same, that's when the stuff leaks out, right? You know, the emotions leak out.
Yogi Bear? What tampon commercial has Yogi Bear?
First of all, I didn't. That was a change of topic.
Oh,
One was tampons.
I'm sorry, I
and
was
that
stuck on the tampon and you crying because you didn't wear one or something.
That's not what I was saying.
Oh,
Now, I may have to edit that out.
oh no,
But-
you're not.
I may have to-
You'll have to cry about it tomorrow because it's gonna be all over TikTok.
Whatever. I'm
But-
surprised our TikToks get deleted.
Why?
Anyway,
Wait. People are gonna randomly show up with copies of DM Watts podcast just directly on their phone, dropped in
Yeah.
their Google
Yeah.
drives.
Yeah, so
They're
it's
like, hey, they're doing it direct now.
I'm gonna turn my phone on tomorrow.
So no, what were you gonna say though? Like, you like this topic? Why?
Oh, because like
Because
seriously,
we're going to talk
it's-
about different.
because you have like we talk about different cries, different reasons you cry, right? And then somebody like if somebody's watching this who doesn't understand, like why am I crying consistently? This could be a thing. Like whether it's PTSD or whatever,
or
it
some
could be
form
depression
of
or some
trauma,
form of trauma.
because
Yeah,
it's all delayed reactions.
Right.
Sometimes you're just too flippin' tired.
right.
Oh my God, so tired.
Yeah.
Like I've cried out of tired. You cry out of pain. I cry out of pain.
Yeah.
Fibro.
mean-
I'm like crying every day right
Yeah.
now.
I mean, shit. What was he watching? Rescue Me last night?
You were crying. I wasn't crying.
Yeah, she was crying.
I wasn't.
I mean, rescue me. Like, if you don't
I
understand
was
why
actually
anybody wouldn't
surprised
cry.
I wasn't crying.
Yeah, it was.
And then it scared me that I wasn't crying because I love the show and I'm so sad it's over. But I don't know, like Madam Secretary, I cried.
Really?
Yeah, it's weird.
I didn't cry on Madam Secretary.
I didn't cry on this.
Yeah, Rescue Me it's a firefighters TV series that came out a long time ago. I'm here to tell you.
Leary, it's
Dennis
amazing.
Leary,
Watch
he's amazing. Yeah,
Binge
he's watching. He's amazing. But yeah, we talk about those different reasons why you cry and stuff like that. Like I said, I just was touching on the mental aspect of things.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? And obviously there's the regular emotions that, we all have.
Well, and I
we
think,
all go through.
because then, you can cry out of pride for someone or something that you did. Like,
Oh, yeah.
That's a part of happiness. But I have legit, I have cried over food.
What? Okay, I haven't done this one. So you cried over food,
Yeah.
like that it left or that it was gone?
No, that it tasted that good.
Oh.
It moved me that much.
And
And that was the chicken dish you make with the
remember
almond
that.
flour.
I remember you did cry. I
The
remember
first
that. I
time
was
you
like,
made me that,
I was like,
it legit brought a tear to my eye.
yeah.
It still does.
Yeah, I remember that. You were like, oh my God.
I am that big of a foodie
Mm-hmm.
that I can be moved by food.
She loved that one. I do remember that one.
Yeah.
Or art. Right, I've
Oh,
seen
yeah.
that, but I've never experienced that.
Yeah,
Where they say you I guess a piece hits you so
hard.
that literally you're like, hey, this is like it'll bring a tear to your eye.
Yeah.
I've never experienced it. I've seen it. Like people do it. I'm like, how is a
It's
picture?
it's so
Like
moving.
I can say how can a picture, but I mean obviously if you see a picture of family from a long time ago, yeah, but this is just
Yeah.
random art. You know what I mean? Or
What
something
about
like
music?
that.
Have you ever heard a piece of music like that moved
I have
that
not.
to you? Okay.
I have not done the music. But, okay.
Challenge
There may be
accepted.
okay, no, there may be just hearing a song, no,
Well,
but
I
hearing
mean,
a song
right.
that reminds you of
Sure.
old times or
sure.
something like that. But
But you don't listen to classical or opera or anything like that. Like there's been times that a piece has hit me so hard
really,
that I'm just like, this is the most beautiful thing I've ever heard.
yeah, I that has
and
never
then,
ever happened to me.
It happens with art, but it also happens in, faith or a religion or a spiritual aspect of
So,
it.
I
You
will
get
definitely say that.
overwhelmed by.
I will definitely say that has happened with our schooling because being in our bachelor's, being in religion, it has definitely happened where I've read something about what has happened in the past, or you put two and two together, right? The realization cry.
The light bulb.
Right, the light bulb cry, right? Where
Yeah.
you come to a realization, it's like, wait a minute. So I was going through this in my life, and then this was going on. This is just like, wait, I'm not abnormal. I'm not
Yeah.
weird. You know what I mean? It's like, no,
I
I'm
mean,
not
well,
weird. This is,
yeah.
whatever. But whatever. But you come to that realization, and it's like, wait, where something that you read basically it solidifies
Sure.
what you have thought about yourself, about life, or about individuals.
That epiphany moment.
That epiphany moment, that
Yeah.
aha moment for people, that can be extremely powerful, and a very powerful cry that you can come to, and it's like,
Yeah.
wait, where you're like, no, I'm not nuts. I'm not weird for. I mean, hell, back to the mental part of it, the PTSD thing. I
Yeah.
thought I was going nuts. Like
You
know,
did.
yeah, I thought I was going like, what in the hell is wrong with me?
Yeah.
And then to find out there is a diagnosis and you're not, crazy, and there's not only that,
Sure.
plenty of people going through it.
Okay, but you got to be careful then, because then it's going to become in your head a flippant thing
Mm-hmm.
to where then, because there are times you've talked about me and you cry
Mm-hmm.
from pride or whatever. So
Yeah.
am I supposed to think now that's just PTSD? Am
No.
I causing you more traumas? That's why you're crying.
No, so but good point. But good
you got to
point,
be
what you're
careful how
saying.
you
So,
label stuff.
Well, okay. So let's
You're
say
gonna
that.
make
Yeah,
me
I
cry.
ain't scared. I ain't scared to say I cried. Talk about my woman because I'm so in love with my lady. I've done it numerous times, and no, I don't. I can kind of say PTSD in one way because it's opened myself up to that.
to sentimentality.
To that.
To the importance
open
of
myself-
life. To the importance
Right.
of
Because
everything
before,
you've been through.
and if I could just talk about it like, yeah, no, it's cool. I love the hell out of that woman. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But, now, being in touch with that part of yourself, You know what I mean? It can literally make you just like, clearly, first of all, you be like, man, I feel like a bitch. I can't even just talk about my woman without crying. But that ain't what it is. It's just being in touch with that part of yourself and just like opening yourself up to that and
Sure.
realizing just how powerful and the appreciation of love, of beauty, and you know what I mean, and all those things.
And
because,
once again, it's called being a woman.
yeah, I wouldn't know that, but anyway,
I mean, that's what it is, right? Women are accused of crying all the time, and
Yeah.
for the most part, yeah, it's because we're in touch with our emotions. We're in
and
touch with that part of ourselves.
but I can see how.
But it's annoying at
I
the
was
same
just
time.
gonna say I can see how that can be annoying
For
at the same
many
time.
of us, it is
Yeah,
very
it's
annoying,
very annoying
especially
because-
the anger thing, man.
Yeah,
Because if we're crying and we're angry, you gotta look out.
look out.
Like, laughter is one thing when you're angry,
Yeah,
but the crying thing when you're angry, that's a whole other
yeah.
thing.
Well, I tell you what, I think that no matter what makes you cry, the important thing is whether it's laughter, whether it's sadness, I think it's important to know the reason why it's happening. You know, understanding that it is an emotion.
Right, but I mean, because then there's even, I'm trying to think of all the different times people cry. There's crying after sex, whether,
Yeah.
I mean, good or bad.
Good
it's
or
still
bad.
it's still a release.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe
can't
it's
believe I
because
wasted my time.
I can't believe this.
Good.
I'm more stressed out now than I was.
This was so pointless. Meanwhile, the other person's over there like, yeah, it was that great, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. But yeah, but no, yeah, you're right. The random
You know,
moments.
the stress release,
Yeah.
because it is a big stress reliever to cry.
Yeah, it is, and especially get it all. People like, yep, let it all out.
Let it all out.
Yep.
This is literally why I carry hankies.
Yeah.
I carry hankies in my purse.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very old school because I never know
Yeah,
when something's gonna hit me,
that's true. But
or I'm
like
gonna
we
hit
said,
someone and get angry and start crying.
But that's like we said. You know, it doesn't matter. You have those moments. You know what I mean? You have those moments. But hey, what makes you guys cry?
Probably
I
this
feel like
podcast.
please. I hope
God, is it over yet? Are they done?
Please, I love it.
I
But
switched off.
yeah, it is what it is, guys. But hey, what makes you guys cry? You guys know the whole spiel we go through. I'm not finna say Damn Watch podcast and blah 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 blah. You know where to find us.
You could have just finished it. You didn't have to go with the blah, blah, blah. Because
Well,
maybe they don't. Maybe
okay.
they don't know. DMWattspodcast@gmail.com.
What she said, all of that. Because normally when I used to go through gmail.com.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
Social media. And so Facebook, Insta, TikTok.
We're not on
guess
X.
what?
We're not on
DM
X.
Watts.
Yeah, we're not. We're
Just
not on
everything.
X.
See this right here? It says DM Watts.
Yep.
Just DM
You
Watts.
type that in and put
One
podcast
T.
behind it. You're gonna find us.
You're gonna find
trust
us.
me. You put that in
It's
Google,
just-
you'll find us.
Yeah.
Yep. But hey,
We're there.
yep. Thanks you guys for tuning in. We really appreciate it. We love doing this type of thing. But look, signing off for DM Watts podcast. I am Davie,
I'm Misty.
and we are DM Watts. We definitely can't wait to see you guys.